Hello and welcome to Junior Achievement's virtual speaker series. Today, our special guest is Amanda Aruge, and Amanda is the co-founder of Corvee LLC, which is a software company for the accounting industry. Amanda, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much, and it was great to meet you.
It is our pleasure, and I know it's not your first impression of Junior Achievement either, so welcome back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So my first question is, can you share with students what you majored in when you went to college?
Sure. So when I was in high school, I decided that I was very interested in marine biology, and I really liked, I was a scuba diver, I was a snorkeler, and I really enjoyed learning more about the ocean. So I decided to go to University of South Florida because I knew that they had an aquarium nearby and I wanted to intern there. So yeah, I decided to start my career and start my degree in marine biology.
Okay, now I mentioned you're a co-founder of a software tech company, so I know you didn't continue in the marine industry.
No.
Can you let our students know why did you decide to change?
Yes, so I actually went to about 3 years of college. I went into marine, and I took all the fun classes like organic chemistry and physics and engineering calculus. So I had to go through all the hard ones. And then by the time of the third year came around, I decided to switch to accounting. And the reason for that is during those first 3 years, I got an internship at the Florida Aquarium. And so I started to understand what it was like to work at the Florida Aquarium, what it was like for people that had marine degrees and graduate degrees in marine. And so I was able to work with them, work alongside them, learn from them. And I also had teachers that also went through it. And I realized at that same time, I was also working in the accounting industry, or in the accounting field for my father's company. So I was getting both experiences. I was getting the side of the accounting of my day job, and then my night job was working in the marine field. And I realized for me that it was a very tough field to be in for a lot of the people that were a part of the aquarium. The pay was very low. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of manual labor. And I realized that some of the passions that I have in marine, I could still achieve if I went through it from a business route instead of doing it from a marine route. And so I decided, I'm interested in accounting. I love accounting. And to be completely honest, I figured, look, if I can get a great degree in accounting, then I can get a job in accounting, and I could probably pay for my scuba diving trips and my snorkeling trips and the traveling that I want to do back then. And so that's kind of how I shifted over to accounting. Accounting came very easy to me. It just made sense. I mean, when you go from organic chemistry to accounting, it's just a lot easier of a jump. And because of my background and because of my work experience, it was very easy for me to do that jump.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. So what do you do now, and what does a typical day look like for you?
So basically what I'm doing, obviously Claire mentioned, I am the co-founder of Corvee, and we are a SaaS company for the accounting industry. So we host software that accounting firm owners get the chance to use, and our focus is in the tax world. And basically what I do, my current title is Chief of Staff, and I work on initiatives that the company needs to do to propel forward. And right now my biggest initiative is in product. And you could see probably right behind me, a bunch of books learning about products. We're building out products, or understanding engineering, development, agile, scrum, things like that. And so I get the chance right now to really focus and work on project base when it comes to the products we're building.
So do you work a 9 to 5? What does your week look like?
So as an entrepreneur, I would say that the 9 to 5 doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can make it work, but when it's yours, you get really passionate, and 9 to 5 doesn't even come into play in terms of what I want to spend my time doing. Now, the nice part about being an owner is that I can choose what my hours are, and if I want to work today, if I want to take a break, if I don't want to work in the morning, if I want to, take off on a Wednesday in the middle of the week, I have the full availability to do that. I'm very passionate about what we do, and I love it, and so I don't want to be doing anything else outside of what I'm currently doing. And so overall hours are typical at our company. Our typical work hours are 8:30 to 5:30. So everybody kind of works that normal schedule. I just like working more, and I enjoy it. And I come ideas on the weekends, and I have ideas at night, in the morning. So I'm obviously constantly on, but it's because I enjoy it a lot.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. Now, I know you said that you have about 45 employees, if I'm correct, around that.
Correct.
So what type, are they all in technology, or do you have someone who works with human resources? What kind of careers do you have within your company?
Right. So we're actually broken down, I would say, into about 5 different major areas of our company. So we have a sales department and sales team. We have a marketing department and marketing team. We have a client success. So how do we make sure that our clients are using our products and are successful with our products? We also have our product team, which includes our engineers, and that includes our tax professionals, and that includes our other product people. And then we also have operations, which includes things like business intelligence, includes things like finance, HR, people. We actually, in our company, we call our HR department the culture. So it's the our VP of people and culture, because for us, it's not just human resources. It's more like culture is the most important part of our company. And it's the reason why we're able to bring in great people and build great things is because of the people that we have. And so culture is a really, really, really big piece. And that's why we label our department the culture department, essentially.
Great. And thank you for sharing that, because I wanted our students to know that there are different career opportunities within a tech company or a software company. So that's great. Thank you so much. Now,
Yeah.
I know you mentioned when we spoke before that you started your own company and you wanted financial freedom before you started this company. Can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Of course. So back in the day, by the way, the company that I started alongside my husband. So I actually get to work with my husband on a daily basis, and I enjoy it. We both enjoy it. We're best friends. We're also co-founders as well. So it makes it for a really enjoyable sort of personal and business life that we have. It also helps us, like, if we want to work all the time, well, we both are doing it together. You know, it's not like one person's working, one person's not. So it's fun. So I do have that luxury. I am a CPA, a certified public accountant. So is he. I went into, in my background, I went into public accounting. So my traditional route, if you go accounting, is to go public accounting. I did all of that. And then there was a point where I really didn't enjoy it. I went on the audit route. I didn't enjoy it. And my husband wanted to start his own business as well. And so what we decided to do was we wanted to make sure that we got rid of any debt that we had before we were able to start the business that we wanted to go ahead and do, and the business that we actually are running now. So basically what happened was we saved a bunch of money. We paid off all of our student loan debts, which was our biggest debts was our student loan debts. We were, we would have, we'd go to a restaurant and we'd spend $5 at the restaurant, max, where you have a dessert, and then like $3 for the dessert, $2 for tip, and then with waters, and then we were out. And so we were very, very, very it was very important for us to get on a budget, decide that, this is more important for us to have the financial freedom, for us to be able to do the things we want to do. We knew we wanted to get rid of any kind of financial debt that we had. So we spent about 14 months and we were able to pay off $55,000 in 14 months. And for that, with that process, because we were able to go through it and start saving money after that, at that point, we were able to spend the next year traveling the world on a very small budget where we traveled the world. And then from that, we were able to start our business. So it kind of gave us that opportunity to not only travel, but then change careers and do what we're doing now and employ 45 people.
Well, that all sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Thank you for sharing that. So
Yeah.
if there were students who are thinking about going into your career, what advice would you give them now if they're just thinking about or having to choose high school classes, or they may be thinking they're in high school now and trying to determine what they would like to do?
So I would say that the biggest benefit that I had was I got the chance to start working at an early age, whether it be for free as an intern or for paid as just basic, very cheap, cheap labor. But I was able to start working and understand different industries and understand different components within that industry. I got very, very curious about when I was able to work for an air conditioning company. I got very curious about, well, what does sales do? Well, what does marketing do? Well, what does engineering do? What does accounting do? And I was gravitating more towards the financials. And then that helped me because then when I went into the marine space, I started learning, well, what do these, certain professionals do? What does the business side do? How does that play into each other? And so, regardless of regardless of necessarily the specific college classes that you're taking or the career paths that you want to go in terms of college, go try to figure out if there's a free internship or if there's a paid internship to start to learn and understand about different things. I'll give you an example. When I was 15 and 16, I volunteered at the Humane Society and the Wildlife Care Center of Fort Lauderdale because I wanted to know, do I want to go into veterinarian? Because I thought about that. Like, veterinarian was an interest to me. I want to go into veterinarian. Well, let me go see what it's like to be a part of the Humane Society and the wildlife care. And I realized I do not like seeing animals in pain. I don't like doing it. I don't like being around animals that are in pain. And if you're dealing with Wildlife Care Center, that's what they do. They help save animals. And for me, I didn't have the stomach for that. So I knew very quickly on that wasn't my path. I didn't have to wait 4 years of college to then get into the career world to understand this is what I wanted to do. I was able to start knocking off the things that I thought I wanted to do. I also, back when I quit my job, I started a bakery because I thought, well, I've always wanted to start a bakery. Let's try it, right? So I went and I interned with a lady that was running her own bakery, and I started to understand what her life was, what did it look like, and I realized within 3 months this was not the career I wanted to go. So as much experience as you can, I would say volunteer, get an internship, paid, not paid. Just use that time to really learn what you like and what you don't like, and be curious about, okay, just because I got an internship in this one area doesn't mean I can't look around to the other areas of the business to know what I may or may not like.
Wow, Amanda, that's great advice for our students. Thank you so much for sharing all that information. It really was a pleasure to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope this was helpful, and I am excited to hear some feedback.
Great. Thank you, Amanda.
Thanks.